Hey friends, today we're going to work on picture graphs. So a picture graph uses pictures or symbols to display and compare data. The key tells how many each symbol represents. Here are the parts of the picture graph. This graph shows the types of trees Miguel saw last week. How do we know? From the title, type of tree Miguel saw. And we have 4 different categories: the oak, the pine, maple, and elm. And we also have a symbol. So we see lots of diamonds over here. So the key right down here, the key will tell us what each diamond represents. And we know that this graph, each diamond represents 1 tree. So that's pretty easy. That's pretty common. So all we have to do is count up how many diamonds there are, and that's how many oak trees, pine trees, maple trees, and elm trees he saw. Let's answer this question. Use the picture graph above. How many oak trees did Miguel see? So what I need to do is I need to take a look at the graph. The first thing I do is look at the title, the type of tree Miguel saw. So I'm getting that in my mind. I can imagine a little boy, Miguel, and he's looking at different trees, okay? And then the next thing I do is I look at the key. The key is super important. So tell yourself, look at the key. At the key. Look at the key. Good, 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 good. Okay, so we're going to look at the key. Each diamond represents 1 tree. All right, and so the question is asking how many oak trees did Miguel see? So I'm only looking at oak. So I'm going to go back up to my graph and I'm only looking at oak, and I'm going to count up those oak trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I could say Miguel saw 9 oak trees. Okay. Let's practice this example. This graph shows the number of books that some students read at the readathon. Why do we know that? Because look at the title, Books Read at the Readathon. And we have 4 friends that we're taking a look at. We're looking at Pete, Rosa, Emily, and Tyrone. And we also need to make sure we're looking at the key. The key is super important. The key tells us that each book, it doesn't equal 1 book, but it actually equals 2 books. So if we're looking at this graph, okay, this picture graph, and we know that Pete didn't just read 1, 2, 3 books. He read, let's count by 2s, remember? 2, 4, 6, okay? And Rosa didn't just read 4 books, but let's count by 2s, and we can see that she actually read 2, 4, 6, 8 total books, okay? So the question is now asking us who read the greatest number of books, and we're looking for who. How many books did that student read? Okay, so we're looking for the person that has the most because we're looking for the greatest. And so I see that Emily has the most. So we could say Emily read the greatest number of books, or the most books. And how many did she read? Let's count by 2s. Ready? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. She read 10 books. All right, this is my favorite part whenever we get to design our own picture graph. So let's read this example together. Monica asked some students about their favorite time of day. She recorded the data in the tally chart below. We have our title. We have our tallies. Okay, we're talking about the time of days that our categories morning, afternoon, and evening. We can see that 10 people liked morning best, 6 liked afternoon best, and 14, like me, liked evening best. So what they want us to do is they may want us to make a picture graph to show the same data. So they already gave us the title, favorite time of day. So that's good. The next thing we need to figure out is we're going to do our categories. So we're going to do morning, afternoon, and evening. Okay, and then they want us to create our key. I can look at my numbers, and I know that I'm going to have to go up to 14. So instead of doing actually 14 pictures, I can actually make a key where something and I notice that all of these are even. So I can go ahead and I can take a look and say that a smiley face represents 2 students. Okay, and their votes, 2 students' votes, okay? So on the morning, I know that there were 10 votes. We can even title it 2 students' votes, okay? So in the morning, I know there's 10 votes. So instead of writing 10 smiley faces, I would actually do 5 of them, because let's count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Okay, taking a look at the evening. Actually, I'm going to erase that and make this smaller because I'm looking and noticing that I need to do 14 total. So let me go through this. So I'm going to make them a little smaller so I can fit 14 on my evening one. So let's try that a little bit better. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so I have my 10 votes for the morning, or my 5 smileys, because each smiley represents 2. And then the afternoon, we're going to represent 6. So count with me. 2, 4, 6. And so I just needed 3 smileys. But the afternoon, I have 14 that I need to do. So let's count together. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So you can see evening has the most with 14 votes, okay? And if we ended up having an odd number, we could just make half of a smiley face to finish that graph, that picture graph too. All right, friends, let's go into Schoology and work on a little bit of our homework today. Thanks for being amazing.